Sa gitna ng umiinit na isyu sa katiwalian at kapalpakan sa mga proyektong infrastruktura, partikular na sa flood control projects ng Department of Public Works and Highways, isang matapang na makabuluhang mungkahi ang inilathala ni Senator Robin Hood Padilla sa Senado. Bakit hindi natin ipagkatiwala sa Armed Forces of the Philippines ang pagsalba ng mga proyektong naiwan o napabayaan ng DPWH sa pamamagitan ng muling pagbuhay ng NADESCOM? Sa kanyang privilege speech, iginiit ni Senator Padilla na sa kasalukuyang krisis kung saan maraming opisyal ng DPWH ang pinagbibitiw at maraming proyekto ang nadidelay, kailangan may mapagkakatiwalaang institusyon na sasalo ng trabaho. At ayon pa sa kanya, ang AFP ang may pinakamataas sa trust rating ngayon sa ating bansa. Ayon pa kay Senator Padilla, ibalik ang NADESCOM bilang development arm ng gobyerno sa mga proyektong iniwan ng tiwaling kontratista. Realignment ng budget sa ilalim ng General Appropriations Act para pondohan ang revival nito. Gamitin ang NADESCOM para sa short-term flood control rehabilitation habang inaayos ang sistema ng DPWH. Mas mabilis ang implementasyon ng mga proyekto, mas kaunting anomalya dahil sa militar style ng accountability. Mas mataas ang public trust, pwede ring magamit ang AFP engineers bilang responders sa mga kalamidad. Isa lang mungkahi ni Senador Robin Padilla na ibalik ang National Development Support Command NADESCOM, ang AFP ang sasalo sa problematikong flood control.
Akin po ay isang suggestion lang po ito. Kayo din po ang makakapagbigay liwanag sa amin bilang ito po ay out of the box po ito, aking mungkahi. Noong pong panahon ni Pangulong Arroyo, nagtatag po siya ng National Development Support Command. Ito po yung NADESCOM sa AFP. Ang NADESCOM po ang development arm ng AFP upang labanan ang insurgency sa mga kanayunan. Sila po ay nakikipag-partner sa mga private donors at local development units upang magsagawa ng iba't ibang development projects tulad ng mga school buildings, farm-to-market roads, health centers, rural electrification, bridge, pathwalk, water system, multipurpose buildings at rain collectors. Ngunit sila po ay binuwag noong 2012. Tinataya po na 1,800 development projects po ang natapos nila mula noong sila po ay maitatag. Ang akin pong mungkahi, dahil ngayon po ay marami po ang pinagre-resign ng ating mahal na Pangulo, bilang hindi naman po pwede na itigil ang mga flood control projects, hindi po ba pwede na ito munang NADESCOM ang magtuloy ng mga flood control projects na mga nasira o mga na-ghost? Sa palagay po ba ninyo, pwede natin silang pagkatiwalaan?
Totoo po yun at pwede natin imungkahi sa Pangulo ng Pilipinas sa mag-issue uli ng executive order para mabuo uli yung sinasabi niyong NADESCOM. In fact, meron tayong engineering brigade, no? Capable naman po sila na magsagawa ng mga development projects, infrastructure projects, school buildings, even roads, ano? Kaya nila yan. So maganda po yung inyong mungkahi at sana makarating ito sa palasyo at magawa ng karampatang aksyon. Tama-tama, meron tayong ongoing na budget deliberation. Baka pwede nating kung magkakaroon ng basihan sa pamamagitan ng isang executive fiat, pwede tayong sigurong mag-realign ng budgets papunta sa DND or AFP nang sa ganon mapondohan yung inyong minumungkahi na pagbuo muli o pag-revive ng NADESCOM.
Yun lang po, mahal naming tagapangulo, sapagkat sa aking pong paniwala, matagal po ito sigurong adjustment natin dahil marami nga pong pinagre-resign, baka maantala po yung mga proyekto na flood control. Mainam po sana ipagkatiwala muna po natin sa AFP dahil sila po ang pinagkakatiwalaan ng ating taong bayan. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat po. Alam nyo, yung mga out of the box, minsan mas pakinabang pa kaysa sa yung mga common o yung regular na mga proposals. Maraming salamat po sa ginoong distinguished gentleman from Nueva Ecija.
Salamat po.
Yes, I believe Senator Gatchalian is next. Senator Gatchalian is recognized.
Uh, Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, will the distinguished gentleman from Cavite receive a few questions, Mr. President?
Certainly to my honorable chairman of the Committee on Finance.
Thank you, Senator Lacson. When you were giving your privilege speech 2 weeks ago, you showed a contractor there by the name of Darcy and Anna. And I took note of that name because you also mentioned that contractor, I think it was a sole proprietor, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. Sole proprietorship.
Sole proprietorship. And that struck me because when we were looking at the top 15 contractors that were mentioned by the president, we were surprised to learn that 4 of them are also sole proprietor.
Mm.
No? This is QM Builders. The other one is Wawa Builders. I think you also mentioned Wawa Builders in your privilege speech. MG Samidian, and then Road Edge. Just to give the body information, QM Builders has a contract from 2022 to 2025 of 7.3 billion pesos.
Sole proprietorship.
Sole proprietorship. Ang Wawaw Builders, 4.2 billion pesos. MG Samian is 5 billion. And Road Edge, about 4.5 billion pesos. Typically, sa pagkaalam ko, Mr. Chairman, ang sole proprietor typically are created by entrepreneurs managing their very small business. Typically, mga grocery or hardware or bakery. But first time ko nakakita na isang sole proprietor, 7.3 billion pesos ang kontrata in a span of 3 years. So that's about 2 to 3 billion every year. May I know from the good gentleman if he has also saw this unusual, it's not illegal, just to put it on record, but it's unusual. No? And may I pick the brains of the good gentleman on why this unusual practice is present in this type of government projects?
Hindi na rin po nakapagtaka kasi sa loob mismo ng PICAB, yung Contractor Accreditation Board, may 2 contractor na simultaneously or overlapping while serving as director of PICAB, they still own their respective construction firms. Yung isa yung AS Escalante, AN Escalante, or anyway, Escalante Construction Corporation. Yung isa EGB, Ernie G. Baggao. And then when I called the attention of the board, di ba nag-deny kaagad sila ng possible shenanigans inside the board. So I dug deeper and I found out that 2 of their directors, ganun nga, one was appointed in September of 2023 and at the same time, meron silang pinirmahang kontrata with DPWH. Ang katwiran po nung isa, particularly si Director Escalante, ang sinasabi ro doon sa RA 4566, the law that created PICAB, isang requirement, isang qualification, kailangan contractor ka. And I don't dispute that. Parang this is akin to the qualification to be a judge, dapat lawyer ka. Pero sinasabi naman sa kabilang batas, because yung RA 4566 was passed in 1965. Yung RA 6713 was passed in 1989. So, libre siya sa 4566 pero hindi siya liligtas sa 6713, yung Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards. Because maliwanag doon, kapag ikaw, contractor o maski anong linya ng iyong hanapbuhay, business, at ikaw pumasok sa isang agency ng government, lalo na kung regulatory body ito, like the PICAB, within 30 days, kailangan mag-divest ka. Hindi naman sinasabing bawal yung contractor na pumasok, pero by God, kailangan mag-divest ka, yun ang sinasabi ng batas. But one of the board directors, yun ang kanyang defense. Sabi niya, requirement niya, contractor . but he did not divest.
Mm.
Kasi nga, maliwanag sa record, and I think if cases are filed against them for violating RA 6713, open in that case because we'll just refer to the records and there you go. Yun na yung ebidensya
Mhm.
na talagang they violated the law, particularly RA 6713.
Hmm.
So, hindi na rin po ako nagtataka na makakuha ng kontrata na ganyang kalalaki maski single proprietorship. By the way, I also mentioned in my privilege speech na yung Darcy and Anna, nung pinuntahan po namin yung registered, kasi Google lang naman eh. Makita mo yung address, nung pinuntahan, wala na po. Ang nakalagay doon,
Gym,
Parang
parang
if-
gym yata.
yeah, e-payment store, at saka gym.
Mhm.
Nawala na yung karatula na sila construction firm. So, medyo multo na yung proyekto, multo pa rin yung nag-undertake ng project.
Mm.
So, ganun kasama yung situation.
Correct. Mr. Chairman, nasa slide, ito po yung mga top 15 contractors named by the President. And 4 of them are sole proprietors. It's just, for me kasi, this is the first time that I've seen a sole proprietor handling multi-billion contracts, especially from the government. And alam natin, ang sole proprietors, unlimited liability. Meaning, if something goes wrong, pati bahay mo pwedeng kunin. Savings account mo pwedeng
Unlike a
kunin.
corporation.
Unlike in corporation, you have some protection. So it's really a I would say a unusual practice that a sole proprietor will engage in a multi-billion contract. But on the other side, risk rin to sa gobyerno because kung may nangyari, hahabulin mo siya at wala naman siyang asset, problema rin tayo because it's a sole proprietor, no? But it's just this is something that I feel is a red flag in terms of this practice. I think itong ganitong practice is dapat tignan mabuti ng PCAB and also ng DPWH because sole proprietors are not meant to handle multi-billion contracts. Ang theory ko, good gentleman from Cavite, is dahil pag sole proprietor, isa lang kausap mo eh. Yung may-ari lang eh. So, ibig sabihin, kung meron kayong mga arrangement, meron kayong bigayan, meron kayong sharing dun sa income, isa lang kausap mo. Unlike a corporation, you have to declare dividends, you have to pass a board resolution, you have to talk to all the directors. But a sole proprietor, you only have to talk to one person, which is the owner of that corporation. So, in this case, mabilis kausap dahil isa lang. The other theory that I have is paka-front lang to sa mga district engineers or regional directors. Because kanina, I heard during the hearing of the Blue Ribbon, tinatanong nila yung Wawaw Builders kung ano yung mga proyekto. Wawaw is a sole proprietor. No? Tinatanong nila yung mga proyekto, hindi niya masagot. No? Baka nga, hindi niya masagot dahil hindi naman siya talaga ang gumagawa ng project na yon. No? Ibang tao ang gumagawa ng project.
Which brings to light, Mr. President, na yung lisensya, hinihiram ng district engineer at sila nag-i-implement.
Mm.
We have this case, we talked to one of the contractors whose license was borrowed. Ang problema niya, nakita niya na pala na hindi pala ginawa yung project na kung saan ginawa yung hiniram na lisensya niya.
Mm.
So, worried siya na siya yung puputukan kasi siya yung nakapirma.
Mm.
And that's an ongoing problem insofar as that particular contractor is concerned. I don't know how he will be able to resolve it, but wala na yung kanya mga kausap na suspend na.
Mm.
Ito yung sina Bryce Hernandez, Alcantara, at saka yung another one. No?
Mm.
So we also have information na they even, I'm referring to Bryce Hernandez and company, they even resorted to forging the signatures of the inspection team. So wala nangyari inspection, pero may mga pirma, so nabayaran.
Mm.
So ganong kasama na, Mr. President, at ganong kagahama na.
Mm.
Kasi sa halip na substandard, hindi na talaga ginawa para yung buong budget para sa project, nilaro na sa casino.
Yun talaga ho, yun talagang karumal-dumal na ho ang tawag ho natin diyan dahil ni isang hollow block o isang buhangin wala hong tinambak ho doon
Yes.
sa flood
And
control.
the president himself, he saw for himself that kind of an activity. Sabi niya, nakita niya, ghost project. Wala siya nakita pala, pero alam niyang ghost project kasi dapat based on the website ng DPWH, meron talagang dapat na napondohan at nabayaran doon sa lugar na pinuntahan niya na wala naman siya nakita.
I think my point of the matter, Mr. President, good gentleman from Cavite, is for me, again, personally, these are red flags, although not legal, but red flags. And from my experience in the private sector and also in the government sector, this type of sole proprietor bidding for multi-billion projects are not best business practices. No? Normally, businessmen will not risk their house and their savings account to go into business. Normally, they would want to have certain level of protection so that they will not put their own personal asset at risk. And these are just red flags that the committee, that the Blue Ribbon Committee should look at. Although, honestly, we're still doing a lot more analysis on this. But I just want to bring this out to the good gentleman since he also brought out a contractor who is also a sole proprietor.
And thank you for bringing this out, Mr. President, gentleman, the honorable gentleman from Valenzuela. This has brought to life kung ano talagang extent ng mga anomalya. Ang entry point nito talaga PICAB eh.
Yes,
In the first place, why would PICAB issue an accreditation?
correct.
And then, how would PICAB renew their licenses? Kasi every year, they have to renew their license eh. So, nandun yung unang anomalya. Pangalawa na lang yung sa DPWH.
Correct.
So, we really have a big problem,
Yeah.
Mr. President.
At nasabi niyo kanina itong si Escalante and the other director, I was just comparing this with ERC, who's a regulator. Requirement rin doon, experience in energy. So kukuha ka from someone from the energy sector, pero hindi ibig sabihin that commissioner can do business with government.
No, Mr. President.
So it's really it's a plain and simple conflict of interest.
Sabi ko nga, Mr. President, yung katwiran ni board member or board director Escalante, parang kahalintulad ng yung huwes bago ma-appoint, kailangan abogado. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na pwede siya mag-practice pa rin maski huwes na siya. Pwede pa rin siya merong law firm na huwes pa siya. Kailangan mag-divest siya or tumigil siya ng pagpa-practice ng law.
Correct.
Ganun po yung analogy eh. Kung susundan natin yung pangangatwiran ni Director Escalante, yun. Sabi niya, ang requirement daw, contractor eh.
Yeah.
Ang requirement pagiging huwes, abogado eh.
At the very least, Your Honor, is out of delicadeza, wag ka na magnegosyo with government. You can do private contracting, let's say sa mga private developers or other developers, at the very least out of delicadeza.
Basta wala lang conflict of interest, Mr. President.
I think batin delicadeza ho is
Mas importante.
pero hindi
Pero kukunting tao may delikadesa, Mr.
sa
President.
corruption ho walang delicadeza.
Lalo na, Mr. President.
Sa corruption ho, garapalan ho ang pinapairal ho doon. Thank you to the gentleman from Cavite. Thank you for enlightening us with what's happening in government, and I fully support his advocacy and crusade to weed out DPWH of this corrupt syndicates. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much for your intervention, Your Honor.
Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. President. Mr. President, if I may just interject also, Mr. President, with regard to the issue on PICAB issuing licenses and renewing licenses, Mr. President. If I may ask the good gentleman from Cavite who diligently worked hard and did a lot of research on this particular matter. In today's hearing, Mr. President, Your Honor, this representation asked the board members, the chairman himself, Dr. Pericles Dakay, whether or not the three members of the board of PICAB actually are not only contractors or officers or owners of companies. I asked Mr. President if they have government contracts with DPWH and LGUs. And the chairman answered and said yes in the affirmative. And he even mentioned, Mr. President, that even the two board members, namely Engineer Bagao and Engineer Escalante, ay pareho daw po nag-sign ng kontrata sa
That is correct.
gobyerno.
We have the
Sa-
records, Mr.
sa
President.
DPWH.
Nag-overlap to sa kanilang position or appointment as board directors. At the same time, nagpirma sila ng contract with DPWH. Meron kaming slide dyan.
Yes. Mr. President, in fact, I was surprised because walang kibit balikat. Right away, answered the question. Yes, we are contractors. We are involved with government contracts. Nagulat po ako, Ginoong Pangulo, sapagkat you were mentioning a while ago yung ethical standards for public officials, which is very clear. In fact, I even asked whether or not there's something wrong about it. And it appears na parang hindi sila aware that something wrong about it. For example, Mr. President, si Dr. Dakay is associated with Dakay Construction and Development Corp. May mga proyekto po siya, national and various local government units, public facilities like government buildings and schools. Si Engineer Bagao ay associated with EGB Construction Corporation. Dinescribe po siya as one of the top contractors for flood control projects, securing projects worth over 7.7 billion, Mr. President. And if I'm not mistaken, Your Honor, Senator Lacson made mention about this particular person, Engineer Bagao, that signed government contracts while simultaneously.
July 25, 2024.
So he is
And he
a
was
pickup board
appointed
member.
September 2023.
So he's indeed a board member when he signed those contracts, Your Honor.
That is correct, Mr. President.
And then this Engineer Escalante is associated with A.N. Escalante Construction. And allegedly, again, he signed a contract with DPWH in behalf of his company in May 2022, again, while already a pickup board director. Mr. President, let me fast forward. What can we do about this, Mr. President? Should DTI do something about this? Of course, in the course of our investigation here in the Senate, the committee will recommend the filing of charges against this board members.
Even without the Senate recommendation, DTI or SIAP or SIAP, SIAP should file charges
file.
kasi SIAP implementing board ng SIAP yung PCAB
Yes.
yung Construction Industry Authority of the Philippines, which is under DTI. Even without a recommendation, sabi ko, this is an open and shut case, no? And they cannot feign ignorance because basic naman yan, ignorance of the law excuses no one.
Exactly. Thank you, Mr. President. I think it's crystal clear that there's conflict of interest. In fact, I will go further sana, Mr. President, kasi yung EGB, for example, na related doon kay Engineer Bagao, may dalawang different pickup ratings. Di ko alam kung pwede ho yun, dalawa yung pickup ratings niya. And I don't know why this is ongoing. In fact, Mr. President, I even asked further as to whether or not they are looking into the possibility of lending or renting their licenses. I remember si Senator Risa also raised that, and they themselves agree na it's ongoing. Si Secretary Bonoan, dating Secretary Bonoan, also admitted, Mr. President, that it's happening. And yung pickup din, sinasabi na it's happening. So sabi ko, ano ba yung ginagawa po ninyo tungkol dito? And they themselves are aware na, for example, in the case of the Diskaya group of companies na nakakuha po ng 31 billion pesos for the past 3 years, 2022 to 2025, na mga proyekto, nawawala na po yung ibang kumpanya, magtatayo lang po silang ibang kumpanya, and papayagan din po nila, Mr. President.
No,
what can we do
nagkakaalaman
about-
kasi, Mr. President, sabi ko nga during the interpellation of the Minority Leader, Senator Soto, di ba accreditation for sale na itinatanggi nila, sa halip na tingnan nila outright, denial kaagad. Kaya nga nakakapikon, Mr. President, and that drove me to dig more deeply into some shenanigans inside the pickup. So yun ang natuklasan namin, ayan, no? Kasi nag-ingat pa nga kami. Sabi ko, tingnan nyo mabuti, baka kapangalan. Although hindi naman pangkaraniwan yung Ernie G. Baggao. Sabi ko, compare nyo yung signatures. Parehong-pareho. So, walang duda. And ito yung kay Escalante, ganun din. No, while serving as a director, nagpipirma naman ng kontrata with DPWH.
Mr. President, perhaps that explains everything. Diyan po nagsimula. We're not saying na sila lang yung may sala at dapat talagang pagtuunan ng pansin ito. Last but not the least, Mr. President, because everything we're doing here is in aid of legislation, may we know from the good gentleman from Cavite on how we can address the problem of license renting. Kasi yung subcontracting loophole, for example, the principal contractor with a valid pickup license, legally may subcontract yung portions of the work to another party. Now, in practice, some firms will act only as fronts, allowing less qualified or unlicensed groups to actually perform yung pong proyekto, no? And this makes accountability murky because technically the licensed contractor remains compliant even if the licensed contractor has little role in execution. Now you have the joint venture loophole din kasi a small unqualified contractor, for instance, can enter a JV, a joint venture with a duly licensed contractor. So on paper, may joint venture na meet yung licensing requirement, pero in reality, the unqualified party may be the one in control. So what do you suggest, Mr. President, as to how we can initiate reform and address this issue? Mr.
Well, I do not know, and I'm not sure if there are laws that would penalize lending and borrowing licenses. Ano? Kung wala, I think it is a good piece of legislation that we should pursue.
They all
to
agree a
penalize-
while ago, Mr. President, that it's prohibited. And
Well, I'm not sure if there are laws that cover it, Mr. President.
Yeah.
Kaya mas maganda kung wala, pag-aralan natin, at kung wala pang batas, isama natin sa legislation siguro na heavy fines and even imprisonment for lending and borrowing.
perhaps lifetime ban?
I don't
Mr.
know, Mr.
President.
President. We have to discuss that.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. President. That'd be all. And the gentleman from Bukidnon is also seeking the floor, Senator Mig Zubiri. May I move that he be recognized, Mr. President?